Welcome back, everyone. Now, two young Sydney women are making headlines this morning for saying they're proud to be unemployed. Watch this.
I don't want to work to die. I'd rather not work, be a bum, spend time with family and friends.
Live life to the fullest. If you get a job, good on you. If you don't,
it's just harder to find a job. They want the younger ones they can pay $5 an hour.
Yeah, $5 an hour I'm on at Macca's.
They call themselves NEETs, not in employment, education or training, and some reports say there are roughly 600,000 of them.
Do they call themselves that? Because that's pretty clever for people who are not in education. But let's bring in Nine's Ben Fordham and Shelly Horton to discuss this. Morning to both of you. Fordo, first up, reactions to that video?
Oh, look, they're just kids, DC and Sonia. They're just kids.
You're
so
a big-hearted liberal.
Part of me, I know. That's just, I'm getting that out of the way. I'm getting that out of the way for people at home thinking, hang on, they're only children here, I know. But part of the problem here is that there are kids growing up feeling like it's not a necessity to work. It's just not something that they need to do.
With parents who are
if you grow up in, and I don't know the background of these young ladies or who their parents are, but there are so many kids who grow up in households where you've got generational unemployment, where the grandparents didn't work, the parents didn't work. So what do you reckon the kids are going to do when they're growing up? There's a young lady who you guys know here who works with us, and there's lots of them who come through here at Channel 9. Ashley Curry, who's working with us here today as an intern, she comes in here 1 or 2 days a week for free, every single week. She's been doing it for 4 months because she knows that'll lead to a job. A job will lead to a great life.
Oh, we're not going to guarantee Ashley a job.
Well, there's no guarantee. But have a look around. Most people, most of the producers on this show started off working for free as interns here, and they make their way through the system. So I feel sorry for these young ladies more than anything else.
They don't know.
Yeah. They don't know.
Well, and I don't even know if it's sort of generational in that, you know, their parents were unemployed. I think it may be this current generation sort of feel that they don't really need.
You think they're entitled?
Well, I'm going to ask Shelly what she thinks.
OK. Look, the thing is, when I first read this, I was furious, and I'm like, it's not unemployment benefits, it's unemployment benefits, not I don't want to work benefits. But then I actually just felt so sad for them, and I'm like, I love what I do, and I was the same. I worked at ABC Radio for free to get my first job, and it just drove my passion. So I just want to know where their role models are. And
but we're talking about those entry-level jobs that you get. Now, my mother was like, you will get a job as soon as you finish school. You know, I worked at Coles. I'm sure, you know, we've all had those jobs. That we
checkout chick.
Worked at Macca's, working at Red Rooster I worked at. So, you know, I mean, there are jobs I think that people don't necessarily want to do.
Yeah. You got to do it.
You know what? You got to do it, and also you work those jobs so that you can afford to go to the movies. You can afford to do things. So I mean, the unemployment benefit is not very much money.
Maybe it's a case, just quickly. Maybe it's a case that back in the day we didn't have a choice.
Well, that's right.
That's true.
Because your parents would just say you're doing it. See you later. You're doing it. That was the end of the conversation.
Because as we all know, Hillary Clinton had a recent health scare. She's had pneumonia. That happens. Donald Trump has gone on a US talk show to prove that he's as fit as a fiddle. Now, I'm not going to say that the talk show he's gone on, Ben, is questionable, but he has
Dr. Oz?
Dr. Oz is a snake oil salesman.
What?
And I don't know if this is such a great move.
I can't believe he didn't go on with Dr. Phil. What a
psychological evaluation. I want to change your life.
The Donald may need a psychological evaluation, but look, this is very important in US politics. We don't necessarily get this here in Australia because it's not a big deal at election time. No one talks about the health of the candidates.
Our leaders they're not in office long enough.
No, probably, yes.
Can you last 6 months in office?
We've had 4 prime ministers in 3 years, you're right.
But it is
not just something that's unique to Hillary Clinton. This happens at every US presidential campaign. They look at the health of the candidate, and Hillary doesn't look well. Hillary does not look well. And this has been, but see, what's been happening for months now, there have been these underground conspiracy theories of people saying, she's not well, she's not well. And of course, then all of a sudden this happens, it feeds right into their narrative. So, I don't know, the Donald will be doing push-ups to make sure that he's fit and healthy.
Look, the thing is, it's Dr. Oz, so it's such a publicity stunt anyway. But I think it's also because their politicians are so much older than ours. Like, so Trump is 70 and Hillary's 69. So if Trump gets in, he'll actually be the oldest president elected. Ronald Reagan was 69. So maybe their health is something that should be taken into account. I want to know what's turning, you know, Trump orange. That's probably my main health concern with him.
Agent Orange.
It is spray tan, yeah?
Weird. Is
Protein.
it?
Yeah, it's
Is
protein.
it really?
Yeah.
He looks like tanning pills.
Oh, it
They
looks
go
terrible,
more
but
orange.
it's-
It looks like he's
Really
just
bad
put his
protein.
face in Tang. Remember Tang?
Yeah, I love
Poof,
Tang.
like that.
Finally, fans of Steve Irwin are petitioning for the late crocodile hunter to feature on Australia's currency a decade after his death. Now, Shelley, what do you think? Is this a nice way to honour his memory?
So when I first read about this, I thought, that's ridiculous, you know. But then I actually looked at who are on our notes, and we have some entertainers. We have Dame Millie Melba, we have Banjo Patterson, so maybe it's okay. And, like, the $5 note just has the Queen and Old Parliament House. I reckon we could turf Old Parliament House and put Steve Irwin on.
Fordo, I reckon he'd be great on the $100 note. We could call it the crikey. Mate, can you lend me a crikey?
No. Mate, it's the crocodile. You call it the crocodile.
Let me the croc.
Because you got the lobster.
You got a
The
croc,
lobster's
mate?
the 20, the pineapple's the
pineapple.
50. Give us a crocodile.
That's a good idea.
So, like, I just love Steve Irwin, unabashed Steve Irwin fan. Bring it on. Put him on every note if you ask me.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start this on Facebook and Twitter. Start the campaign with us. Thank you guys for joining us today. We
No
appreciate
worries.
it.
Thanks.
Still to come on Today Extra, breaking news on the government's plan.